Hello everyone, this is Logan59XP here, and today we are here to watch the Splatoon Raiders Direct. I did not stay up all night to watch this like I normally would do because I just wasn't feeling it for a game that I do care about, and I am going to be getting this game when it comes out. In fact, I already have it pre-ordered on Amazon. But it's not a game that's so important that I felt like I needed to stay up till 7 a.m. to watch a 15-minute trailer for, essentially. So I was like, you know what? This is one I'm just gonna react to it when I get up and then whatever. So that's what we're doing. So I have not seen anything from this Direct at all. My assumption for what the Direct is going to be is it's essentially going to be similar to the Mario Kart World Direct from last year, where it's essentially a glorified overview trailer that doesn't really tell us anything more than what we already know. That's my assumption. That is my assumption. But we will see. But either way, let's just go ahead and get into this. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello! This is Squid Research Lab.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. They have the voiceover. I forgot about this.
In swim form.
Oh no, every time I lower and up the volume, it's gonna bring up the thing.
We've been observing them day and night, and today we'd like to share our latest findings. This report is about a particular group that spends its days hunting for treasure across a mysterious archipelago. This location, shrouded in fog, is the Spiralite Islands. A trio of swashbuckling musicians called Deep Cut heads there in search of treasure. But a sudden light forces them to make an emergency landing. Their pilot and the protagonist of this game is you, the mechanic. Hired by Deep Cut for being super handy, it seems the mechanic eventually got roped into treasure hunting too. The treasure in question is scattered across the Spiralite Islands.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause every time I feel like I should, because we're not watching this live, obviously. In fact, I even downloaded the videos. You can obviously see by the media player. But okay, so we've seen this map at least once before. Now, I never watched the tree houses for this. I know that after the last direct, the last mainline direct earlier this month, we got like a treehouse. I never watched the treehouse, so this is all new. Okay, so first things first. Obviously, there's the treasure chests. I can see there's this kind of thing over here. Also, what's this timer for? Like, what are these timers? I know they're gonna explain it. I know they are. It's just that this is all new. Also, dungeon menu. My guess is if you click on dungeon menu, it brings up like the normal single player type things where it's like, here's this mission, here's that mission, and it'll let you like teleport to them, I'm guessing.
And Deep Cut has its sights set on it.
Wait, no, those are the missions. Never mind.
As you can see, the terrain and environment vary from island to island.
Okay, that's nice.
Exploration box.
I'm glad that there's variety in how I'm glad there is that, because all we've seen so far has just been like this. It's just been this kind of like beachy, rocky area. That's all we've seen so far. I'm glad it's not just that. I'm very glad there's more than just the beachy, rocky area.
Piloted by a member of Deep Cut, can detect where the treasure is. But these islands are also home to aggressive creatures called salmonids. It appears they swarm around treasure and immediately go on the offensive if anyone gets too close.
Some kind of blue crystal thing? I don't think we've seen that before either.
So if you want the loot, you can't avoid dealing with the salmonids. But if you can defeat them, the treasure is yours for the taking. Fend off the ferocious salmonids, and you can get all sorts of items and goodies. That's treasure hunting in a nutshell.
Important stuff. That's just how they're gonna label it.
Now let's examine these salmonids more closely. They're all called salmonids, but there are lots of different types. Let's go over them. First, lesser salmonids. We've got ones with spoons, frying pans, and tongs. Ones that bounce on
There's a lot of new ones in this. I'm glad they're not just recycling the ones from 2 and 3. There's a bunch of new ones as well. I mean, I know you would sure hope for that, but, you know. I mean, I'm sure there are going to be ones from 2 and 3 in this. It's just that I'm glad that they're not just that. There's a bunch of, like, new ones. In fact, they all look kind of new, to be honest. At least design-wise.
Take the Scrapper, for instance. It faces you head on, and its front is well protected.
So yeah, like, these enemies are already in normal Salmon Run, but they have an updated design in this game. Oh, hold on, that's new. Not egg. That's not an egg, but, yeah, look at that. It's like multiple in one. That's not in 2 or 3 at all. What are those called again? I cannot believe I don't remember. Those have been around since Splatoon 1. Those, like, orange... What are they called? I cannot believe I am a day one Splatooner and I cannot remember what the heck these things are called. Like, obviously there's like the eggs you get in Salmon Run. That's like the main objective. But are these also eggs? I genuinely don't remember what these are called. Wow. I want to say they're also eggs, but they're a different kind of egg or something. But I'm pretty sure that's not what they are. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. I know that I'm like kind of grinding this to a halt to do this, but this is bothering me enough that I cannot believe I don't remember what these are called. I can't believe I don't remember what these are called. That's kind of ridiculous on my part that I don't remember something so fundamental. The heck are these things called? Power eggs. That's what they're called. Okay, so they are eggs. Okay. I can't believe I forgot that they're called power eggs. Okay. Well, going back. Let's go back a bit because
the salivator flies through the air.
Yeah, this is brand new. These like multiple power eggs in one. That's new. That's not in any of the existing games. At least I'm pretty sure they don't exist in any of the current games.
Produces fumes to protect its allies, and more. We've discovered quite a few of these boss salmonids. Oh, when you defeat a boss salmonid, they drop this big thing called a mega...
Yeah, so they're bring...
obtained from salmonids serve as energy for the exploration bot to dig treasure.
Okay, so they actually do serve a purpose in this game.
Bot started digging. Seems like it sensed some treasure buried underground. What's that scary-looking thing? Whoa! It's a type of seasoned salmonid. This one's the minced Scrapper. It's got sturdy armor, and it comes with a threatening roller attack. Watch out, or you'll be minced into fish paste. There are other seasoned salmonids. The thick-cut sunken tongue.
There's a killer whale salmon.
The big stack stinger targets you with 3 lasers.
Okay, that one's obviously an existing one we've already had.
There are even more. Each one represents
There's another one that we've already had before. I mean, again, I'm sure all of like the existing, you know, salmons are going to be in this game in some form. Actually, wait a second. Isn't the killer whale one already in the game? I think it is. Now I think about it.
Phew. After battling salmonids, it'd be nice to relax and just enjoy the ocean view. But we should probably gear up for the next treasure hunt. Weapons are essential for defeating salmonids. Use the ink in your tank to attack. If you run out, Just dive into it for a quick refill, like this. There are over 100 weapons to choose from. Sometimes salmonids drop a weapon when they're defeated. You never know which one you'll get.
Okay, that's definitely new.
To swap out your gear, just head to the hideout ship.
That would actually be a very nice thing to have in actual Salmon Run, because the way Salmon Run works, at least currently, right, is that it's a rotation, right? Or like the weapons are on rotation. Like, okay, this day you are using these 4 weapons and only these 4 weapons, and you have to wait a couple of days before you get a different weapon, right? But if it was like it is in this game where you kill enough of the salmonids and you get another weapon, that would be great. That'd be great to have in the regular game. Maybe we'll get that in Splatoon 4, hopefully. So you're not stuck with the same 4 weapons for, like, you know, a couple of days. Or better yet, maybe they could just change the way Salmon Run works in general. I don't know, but that's a whole other... We can save all that for the inevitable stuff I want in Splatoon 4 video that will absolutely be happening at some point, but anyways.
You might even find rare weapons with special powers. So experiment to find your favorite.
I never used the Stinger. I've like barely used it in Splatoon 3.
Okay, well that ought to be enough for a regular treasure hunt. Let's be real. Salmonids are serious trouble, no matter how you slice it. That's where these come in handy. They're tools developed specifically for dealing with salmonids, called gadgets. Gadgets are powerful devices that can help you fight salmonids, and you can equip 2 of them at the same time. As you can see, they attach to your selected tank. Oh, right! There are 3 types of tanks. The speed tank, power tank, and tactical tank.
Okay.
The gadgets you can use depend on the tank.
That's
So let's
new,
introduce
of course.
them based on tank type. First, speed tank gadgets. Blast boot. Leap forward at high speed and attack with a stomp. This can also be used for a hasty escape. Dash bomb.
I could think of many times in normal Salmon Run where that would be very helpful.
You can also move in other directions.
Yeah, I hope I hope all this stuff that they're adding in this gets brought back, because this would all be very nice to have in like normal Salmon Run.
Booyah! Next, power tank gadgets. Splatch it. Perform a quick slash in a wide sweeping arc.
So yeah, so far this is pretty much looking like, you know, what I expected, which is essentially, you know, it's Salmon Run on steroids. So if you like Salmon Run, you're gonna like this, and I like Salmon Run. And I like how they're very much expanding your options. I think that's gonna make a big difference.
Finally, tactical tank gadgets. Shot pot. Once it's set, it'll automatically attack enemies. Don't let your prey get away. Bomb blooms. Link them together, then fire at them for an explosion. Chain as many as you can for a bigger blast. Tether whale. Once placed, it connects to your tank with a powerful laser. Any salmonids that come into contact with the laser will take damage. There are other handy gadgets too. Whenever you use one though, a cooldown begins, so you'll need to wait until you can use it again. Keep that in mind. After all, the first step to becoming an expert gadget user is knowing when to use them. And the true value of gadgets lies in customization. You'll need gadget parts for that. Take this boomerang we introduced earlier, for example. It's got delivery damage up, horizontal area up, stop duration up.
So here's something I can say right now. In like the actual games, I've never really bothered with like this, like tweaking the stats on like your clothes and stuff. I never really cared about that too much. I think I cared about that a little in the first game, but in 2 and 3 I just didn't really care. Like, you know, all the different buffs you can get. I know people will like re-roll their clothes to get like exactly the ones they want. I just have never really cared that much. It's kind of like a background thing for me, but so I don't imagine it's going to be any different in this game, but it does seem to work a bit differently in this game, especially because these are for the weapons, not your clothes. So I might care more, but we'll see.
Multi-ring, mega power egg collection, and a variety of other parts that you can equip. You'll need
Yeah, definite. Yeah, I think it functions in a very different way.
You can add as many different parts as you want. We present to you a customized boomerang.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to mess with that. That's too big of a deal for me to just ignore it. If it makes your weapons better, then I care way more than like it would be for the clothing.
Fire rate up, then range up.
Yes, I know the clothing buffs also buff your weapons, but this is a much more transparent way of, you know, like giving you more, like being able to use more of your specials and stuff. That's a lot more of a blatant transformational change than like, hey, your speed is now a bit faster, you know? Like, I feel like the upgrades in this game are much more noticeable compared to the upgrades in the regular games.
Okay, now that we're all kitted out, let's pick the destination of our next treasure hunt. Every location has more than a few peculiarities. For example, there are locations where you'll need to collect lots of power eggs and mine for treasures in a wide open area. There are also dens swarming with salmon.
I really like that the layouts of the stages aren't just the layouts of the stages we already have. They're very different.
Facilities that lock you into using specific gadgets.
Yeah, and like, look at it. Like, this is much more of a normal kind of Splatoon campaign looking map, you know, where it's like a set path. I'm glad that we still have those. Or at least something reminiscent of it. Whereas, like, this map, right? Like, this map is much more of, like, that's a much more standard looking. That kind of looks like a map you would see in, like, Side Order.
Pretty sure we're done for. Yep, that didn't turn out the way we were hoping. So the salmonids bested you, huh? Well, don't give up. The mechanic.
Okay, that was a weirdly long pause. I'm not sure why it held on that for so long.
You get to keep any experience points, as well as weapons, items, and so on. By gaining experience, you'll level up and become stronger. So get back out there and show those sinister salmonids who's boss. And with the spoils from your treasure hunt, you can add different facilities to the hideout ship. For instance, the Mechanic's Shack. You can upgrade your tank and increase stats like damage and HP.
So yeah, that's all the standard stuff that we have in normal campaigns.
Stronger the more you use them. Keep at it, and you'll be able to equip tanks with 3 gadgets. There's plenty of potential left in these tanks. Plus, in the Gadget Workshop, Shiver can help you craft new gadgets. And in the weapon stack.
Something I haven't brought up at all, but this is something we've known about for a while, is that this game introduces a new font for the series, right? So like this font, right? This font and this font And this font, that's like the Splatoon 2 font. And then there's like the Splatoon 1 font that isn't on the screen right now, but they still use it in the series. But this font is a new font. So that's kind of interesting. We now have 3 Splatoon fonts.
Fry can assist with upgrading weapons or turning them into materials.
I haven't seen the classic font, though, in this game yet, although I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
So build facilities and use them to hone your treasure hunting talents. Oh, and as for Big Man, he can catalog all sorts of info from treasure hunts.
All the lore stuff that I personally don't really care about, but I know a lot of other people do.
Let's go over some other features that'll make treasure hunting even more enjoyable. First, your outfits. While trekking across the
So yeah, you can unlock outfits just like you can in Salmon Run, but there's gonna be obviously way more of them in this.
If you tap amiibo figures from the
Obligatory amiibo stuff, of course.
with a unique design.
So you use the amiibo to get like the classic. That's like the Splatoon 2 one that I just showed.
Amiibo figures, it seems you can unlock an outfit inspired by each character. Next, difficulty options. You can change the difficulty at any.
That is a new thing for the series, by the way. this series has never had a difficulty option. There's never been a difficulty option, so that's interesting. Tourist is the easy mode. That's kind of funny, but yeah, that's a new for the series. There's never been difficulty options before.
The only difference is how strong the salmonids are. The loot you get doesn't change, so choose the difficulty that's right for you. Now, about multiplayer.
Right, we've already known about this.
Is a single-player focused adventure, but up to 4 players can journey together via local wireless or online play.
Makes sense. That's how Salmon Run works right now.
With an optional password, and you can go treasure hunting as a group.
So that's cool.
Gotta say, it's nice to have some backup when facing swarms of salmonids. Speaking of which, there's the help feature. When playing solo, you can call for help, like this. Someone online can come and help you for a little while.
That's actually kind of a cool feature.
But once you finish a raid after using call for help, you can't use it again for a bit. So you might want to save it for really tricky moments. You can also answer someone else's help request. If you do, you can receive some nifty in-game rewards. So work together to emerge victorious. Finally, let's talk a little about some special treasures hidden across the Spiralite Islands. While you're adventuring, you might find treasures like these. They're called salmonid relics. Huh, wonder what that strange power is. Whoa, that's a whole lot of moolah. Many relics like these are scattered across
Mid-air
the
jump.
islands.
Does that mean you can double jump?
Doesn't look like these 3 are going anywhere
Because
until they're
that
swimming in
has
treasure.
never been a thing in the series, being able to double jump.
Looks like our time's almost up. Let's wrap things up here.
So now we're going to get a quick little overview, I assume. So yeah, this looks cool. This looks cool. I'm very glad that
Goodness.
it looks a lot more varied than we've seen before. Ooh, that looks neat.
Islands. And it seems
Ooh, they they even have the little mini games in this
almost
still.
bottomless. Wonder what's beyond that thick
Yeah, there's a lot more variety than we've seen before, so I'm very glad that
After all,
yeah.
that treasure's not gonna hunt itself. And with that, Squid Research Lab out.
Alrighty then. Well, there we go. That was that. So it's pretty much what I expected as far as like the direct. It's pretty much, you know, just kind of go. I mean, obviously every one of these game focused directs is going over the game, but I will say we saw a good amount of new stuff in there that at least I've never seen before. Maybe we've seen some of that in the tree houses before, but as someone that's only seen like the reveal trailer and then like the trailer that came out a few months ago, that was actually a lot of new stuff in there. We got to see a bunch of new locations, a bunch of new features, a bunch of new items and stuff and equipables, and yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I'm definitely glad I watched this. I still don't think that would have been worth staying up all night for, but that's okay. We watched it now, and yeah, so I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I really don't have that much else to say. Uh, but yeah, I mean, looks good. Obviously, like I said earlier, I'm going to be getting this. I already have it pre-ordered on Amazon. In fact, by the way, this is just a little thing. This is kind of unrelated to Splatoon, but if you want to get your physical games cheaper, Amazon does this thing where there's like a $10 discount. I don't know if it's still the case, but I believe it only applies to the pre-orders. So, for example, Star Fox just came out, right? So that is $60. But if you pre-ordered it beforehand, it was $50. So I actually have Splatoon Raiders pre-ordered right now on Amazon, physical copy for $50. So that's pretty sweet. This applies to all of the first-party titles, including the new Fire Emblems. So if you want to get Fire Emblem for $70 physical, go pre-order on Amazon. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, looks cool. Gonna be playing it, of course. Am I gonna stream it though? I'm not sure because I might. The only reason I say I might as opposed to I will is simply because I had every intention of streaming Side Order, and then when Side Order finally came out, I streamed like a bit of it, but it just wasn't working out, so I decided to like not stream the rest of it because it just wasn't working out. But this one, I don't know. I'm gonna say right now I'm probably not going to. Or at the very least, I'm not going to do the whole thing. Like, I might do, like, a launch stream a la what I did for Forza Horizon, but I won't do the whole thing. But we'll see. Maybe I'll stream it, maybe I won't. We'll see. But anyways, that's going to be it for me. So, what did you guys think of the Direct? It's nothing amazing, but we saw some cool stuff in there, so... You know, that's nice. And I guess with that being said, this is Logan59XP, and I'll see you guys next time.